I'm interested to know. Yes, no,
Maybe so.
maybe so. Inside job? What are your thoughts?
9/11? Mm-hmm. Of course it was an inside job.
You're going 100%, of course.
I think inside job, but not like the thermite paint shit.
Yeah.
I think inside job, like the U.S. government helped orchestrate it.
In what capacity? Like
Dick Cheney.
Did they allow it to happen? Did they know it was happening and not do anything because they saw it as an opportunity to justify a war? Or did they orchestrate it?
All of it. All of it. I think Dick Cheney pretty much, like, you know, he worked with like Blackwater and all these like mercenary military companies. Mm-hmm. He was like, I got this great idea. Let's go to Saudi Arabia. Those are the bros. Mm-hmm. They got all this oil money. They don't like Iraq. They don't like Afghanistan. Mm-hmm. Let's get some guys from there, fucking set up their families for life. Have them fly some fucking planes into the trade centers. Now, do I think they wanted the trade centers to fall? Probably not. That was probably just bonus. That was like if they were playing Mario Kart, right? And they're in first place, and then they all of a sudden they get the green shells. And now they're fucking up whoever's in last place.
Yeah.
That's
well,
what happened.
they have the bananas.
Yeah.
They're just throwing bananas out the back at that point.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
They were like, oh, sweet, the planes hit? Yes. That was really good.
Thank you. You know what was also really good? That theory. I like it. I have some adjustments.
Adjust it.
I want to know your theory first. Eric.
It's been a while since I've done the deep dive into 9/11. Yeah, I don't think it's any of the fucking like bombs inside the building type of shit. Mm-hmm. But I do believe that, like, if not directly, it's like we definitely armed all of these groups in other countries and taught them how to do terrorism, basically. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden they did it on us with all the shit we probably taught them how to do.
Okay.
Plot twist.
See, I'm more along with Eric here. Although we're all pretty much on the same page.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think that it's less nefarious than people think, but just as nefarious because, like...
And then also we didn't do anything to stop it because there was, like, I think it's known that there was intel that was given to, like, the president and people would be like, hey, there's probably going to be an attack in New York, like, coming up.
Yeah.
But then they didn't do anything
And they're like, yeah, these motherfuckers are always bluffing.
See, here's the issue is, like, you know, as we discussed on our podcast about, like, with the banana republics and, like, stuff like that, like the CIA infiltrating other nations that have natural resources that we want and, like, subverting their government and training.
Is that what a banana republic is?
Yeah, it was in, like, Central and South America. The United States CIA, on behalf of the United Fruit Company, which is now disintegrated into many companies we enjoy today, like Dole and Chiquita. But the United Fruit Company, the original UFC, if you will, they, you know, it started mainly over bananas. And, like, Guatemala, Nicaragua, Panama, countries like that in that area had bananas. And the United Fruit Company basically wanted to buy up all the land and, like, install puppet dictators, puppet presidents or whatever that would give them, like, loose policies on how they don't have to pay people and, like, basically allow them to have, like, slavery in these countries to reap their, you know, produce and stuff. And then so it became like these, basically like the CIA was going in and, like, training and, like, stoking unrest in the public if they, like, found, like, a group of people that were, like, rebels or, like, dissatisfied with the government, because they would fund them and train them, and then those people would inevitably rise up and overthrow the person in power that wasn't going along with what the United States and the United Fruit Company wanted. And then they would install somebody who was more on board, who was just going to do the bidding of the United States. And then so that they were called banana republics because they're just a fake puppet state that was benefiting these U.S. corporations. But so you have a similar thing I mean, literally not even a similar thing, the exact same process when you look at these countries in the Middle East where Gaddafi was overthrown, Saddam Hussein was overthrown,
Mujahideen, all that.
Assad, and, like,
Taliban.
it's this common thread of, like, you have these these leaders in these countries who, these countries have this natural resource, in this case, oil, aka the most important natural resource of anything, in terms of like just solidifying our place at the top of the economic world order. And then you have these leaders in there that are doing things to benefit their own country. Not saying that they're not assholes. Like Saddam Hussein was definitely persecuting people. Like Gaddafi wasn't perfect. I don't know all the details. Like, but suffice to say, they weren't the best. But like that's not the reason we overthrew them. We didn't overthrow them because they were mean.
Yeah.
We overthrew them because they were instituting policies that didn't benefit U.S. corporations and the United States global position in terms of natural energy. And so we went and we're funding the Taliban. We were funding Al-Qaeda, and these rebel groups broke off, and then they wind up, like you look at the fucking videos of Gaddafi getting dragged out in the street and they jam a pole up his ass, and like those rebels were people that like we funded. And so like, yeah, in Saudi Arabia, like those people, like bin Laden used to work for us.
Right.
Like he was a informant or some type of like cooperative with the CIA. And then we're providing his people with all this funding, all this training, and then he throws it back in our face and orchestrates a plot against the United States. And it's like, did we not know about that plot? And, like when you talk about like the 9/11 shit with like the thermite paint and like when people, that's my favorite thing. When people are like, dude, do you really think that jet fuel can melt steel things? I'm like, I don't
Steel
know.
things.
Steel whatever they're
It
called.
can melt steel things.
What is the word I'm looking for?
Beams.
Beams.
Steel beams. Steel things.
Steel things.
Whatever. Anything steel. It's all gonna be fucking steel beam, steel chair, whatever. Can jet fuel melt it? And then I'm supposed to go like, yeah, I never thought. I don't know. I don't know what jet fuel can melt. What do I look like?
Yeah.
Fucking, Professor X? I don't fucking know. But I do know that
that's the fucking Mythbusters we all needed.
yeah, how come nobody's ever done that? I'm sure it's been done.
Yeah.
But like, so I don't know if the United States was literally like, all right, dude, we're going to have the night cleaner go in there and put a bunch of fucking thermite in the basement of the building so that when the plane hits, it's going to set off this thing that like, but you got to say like,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be all that to still be an inside job. It doesn't have to be the utmost extent of, oh my God. And like, of course we used it as the pretext to then invade Afghanistan and invade Iraq. And now we're still over. We literally just pulled out. This is the first year since 9/11 that we haven't been in Afghanistan. This year.
We should go back.
It's been 21 fucking years at this point.
I bet a lot of people are really missing it.
I guarantee
I
that.
bet you a lot of
people who get out of jail,
especially the
and wanna
people
go
that are
back.
still there. Especially the people that we left there. They're like, I really miss when everybody was here. Now it's just me.
Now I'm in a room tied to a chair.
Yeah. I bet you all the translators that were working for us. I bet you all the fucking informants that were working with us against, the fucking Taliban. It's like the Taliban really glowed up because for a while they fell off. Like the Taliban were the big dudes back in the early 2000s. And then it became Al-Qaeda and everybody was like, Taliban who? Tala what? And then it was like Al-Qaeda, and Al-Qaeda was rocking in like 2008. They were like, ooh, we're the big man on campus. And then it was like early
ISIS.
2010s, ISIS. And like they were like, oh no, ISIS is an offshoot of Al-Qaeda. And I was like, but what about the Taliban, bro?
Yeah.
And then fucking early 2020s, blast from the fucking past. You got the Taliban back out there. Like, get the fuck out, bitch.
That's
Y'all
what
must
they
have
say.
forgot.
Everything 20 years ago becomes popular again.
Popping. Taliban.
Taliban's basically grunge music.
It kind of is.
Yeah.
Minimalist, OG terrorism.
Everybody, it's their version of denim.
And they had the, I hate to say it, but if you're going to rate terrorist groups off of their greatest
run.
hits.
Great run.
Greatest hits. 9/11's pretty up there.
Yeah, 9/11, that shit they did in England,
Yeah.
all the bus attacks.
I mean, ISIS did what?
Yeah, shit.
What's ISIS' big thing?
Didn't they shot up like an Ariana Grande concert?
Yeah,
Yeah.
ISIS shot up an Ariana.
and they did. Wasn't
Fucking
ISIS?
Taliban killed Pete Davidson's dad.
Yeah.
All right, and all ISIS did was shoot up his girlfriend's concert.
Technically, the Taliban fucked Ariana Grande.
Technically, greatest hit much?
Yeah. ISIS did. Didn't they do?
The Pulse nightclub, maybe?
No,
Or is that just some random guy?
That was just some random Muslim guy. ISIS did the Hillary Clinton
beheading videos.
the emails.
Yes.
Did they do it
The,
though?
the attack.
Or did Hillary Clinton do that?
the
Benghazi.
attack- Benghazi. ISIS did Benghazi.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think.
Well, they
Unless that was the Taliban.
no, yeah, that was definitely ISIS. Taliban is, I think, pretty much
Taliban.
Afghanistan.
Taliban seems like they'd be down with H-Dog.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Taliban and H-Dog.
They go way back.
Hillary was cool with. I feel like she was big with Al Qaeda and ISIS. I feel like they got along quite well.
What a love triangle, dude.
Taliban was more Tricky Dick's ballpark.
Yeah.
And Condoleezza Rice, and Colin Powell.
Yeah.
They were big with the Taliban.
Dude, thank God for Colin Powell, dude.
First black Secretary of State.
Yep. If we didn't have Colin Powell, then we
Oh,
would
was
have
that what he
never
was?
we would have never got Jesse Lee Peterson,
That's true.
and we would have never got. I'm trying to think of more black conservatives.
He made it cool. He made it cool for black people to be not cool.
Yeah.
He opened the gate for plenty of black men to not feel like they have to be cool.
Yeah.
He was like, you can be like me.
Dude, Colin Powell loved anime, dude.
He did.
No. Is he dead?
It's like, damn, you learn something new every day.
If he's not dead, he's watching Naruto right now.
I figured he'd be more of a Bleach guy.
A Bleach guy.
Yeah.
Cowboy Bebop, maybe? Tenshi Muno? No, I'm just
Yeah.
naming every.
Yeah, they cowboy bebop the towers. That's for
They
sure.
kind of did.
They went yeehaw, beep bop.
But yeah, it's like, like, does the average person, like, I think the average American at this point, there's not many people, I would say, if you talk to them, that don't at least think something fucking went down with 9/11.
Yeah.
And I know that like it makes it tough, and sometimes I feel like, what do they call that, controlled disinformation, where they put out stuff that's like easily falsifiable, so they can be like, oh, well, this is the stuff trying to say that it was an inside job, and look how falsifiable this is, and so they put out like purposeful. I'm not like, I sound like a tin hat guy, but like that. If let me put it this way: if I was working for the CIA. And I pulled off an inside job, the biggest terrorist attack in United States history, and I wanted people to not know that or not think that I was behind it. One of the things I might do is try to find some very uncreditable people to go on and put some information out that can easily be strawmanned and falsified, so that whenever anybody contests the narrative, I could be like, oh, so you really believe like this? Like, look at this video. It proves everything this video said wrong. It's like, yeah, but you put that video out to make the other side look stupid. Does that make any sense what I'm saying?
Sort of.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. If I want people to think 9/11 was not an inside job, and I'm the CIA, Central Intelligence Agency.
You put out like goofball conspiracies.
I did MK Ultra. I did the Gulf of Tonkin.
Greatest hits,
I
dude.
overthrew leaders in fucking Banana Republic countries. I invaded Iraq. I invaded everywhere. I have embassies in every fucking country in the world, and you don't think I've thought of putting out a dumbass YouTube video to make people think that disagreeing with me is stupid? You think I overlooked that? The CI fucking A? You think I didn't think of that?
Yeah.
I mean, here's all I'm saying.
Okay.
If we in a garage can think of that, the CIA has definitely thought of it. And they've probably done it.
Didn't they do that shit with like aliens, like in the 40s or 50s or some shit? Like they would let like kind of fringe people write shit about things just so the general public would be like, oh, it's only crazy people that do that.
Yeah, they elevate the most fringe, like outlandish people of the opposing side. Think about it this way.
I'm thinking.
One of the things that's going on right now is a lot of, and I actually think this is a smart move on the Democrats, but what they're doing in a lot of states is they're actually funding Republican candidates in their primaries that are Trump supporters, because they know it's easier to beat a Republican that is aligned with Trump, like says he agrees with him in the general election, than it is to defeat a Republican who says he doesn't align with Trump. Like they think a Republican who's like a not Trump Republican is harder to beat in a general election, because more people might be tempted to, like, if they can't tie Trump to him or her, the candidate, then it's harder to beat them. So what they're actually doing is trying to fund the Republicans in the primary that are like aligned with Trump because they think they have a better shot at beating them in the general election. So that's an example of like, if you're trying to win something, you take the most fringe, divisive, and outlandish group within that opposing view, and you elevate them. You prop them up so that when people look at the opposing view, what they're mainly seeing are the crazies. So if you're trying to make people think that UFOs aren't a thing or anything, then instead of propping up the fucking Bob Lazar type dude who like worked for NASA. I'm not saying I don't know anything about I'm not saying I do know anything about it, but like you're not going to put on that guy who can hold a 3-hour coherent conversation about his experiences working with NASA, doing all that stuff. Whether it's bullshit or not, you can't deny that when you listen to it, you're like, this guy's definitely not insane, and if he is, he's pretty fucking good at acting like he's not.
Yeah.
What they're instead going to do is find the redneck with one overall strap and a piece of straw out his mouth. Like, yeah, I saw it come down the field, and it said, fuck your sister, I hate your sister, and then it shined a big light, and my dog was barking, and then it was gone. It's like that, and then you look at it, you're like, oh, these guys are fucking crazy. Aliens don't exist. But if you see the fucking Bob Lazar guy, you're like, I don't know. Does the guy fucking work for NASA? He said he saw this thing. Like, there might be something here. So if I'm the fucking CIA with 9/11, I'm gonna be like, put on the thermite paint guy. Put on the guy that says they had the fucking milkman come in and plant explosives in the bathroom.
Yeah, let's have this retired wrestler go and...
let's get Jesse Ventura. Jesse the Body Ventura, whoever his name is. Let's get him on stage going. And then they're like, wait.
Thermite paint.
What about this guy over here who says that the CIA funded terrorist groups in Saudi Arabia, which then, and including Osama bin Laden, which then they used our money and our funding to orchestrate this terrorist attack against it, and we knew about it and allowed it to happen to justify our potential invasion of the Middle East. Don't fucking put that guy on the TV. That guy makes a lot of fucking sense. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
That's why you're here on YouTube.
That's why we're here on YouTube.
So they've shadow banned us from ever getting more than a couple thousand views an episode.
Yeah. I wish that was a shadow ban.
Maybe that's my problem. Maybe that's why I'm not famous right now. I'm shadow banned, bro. They shadow banned me before I even got on. That's what I'm saying,
bro.
Before I even got on, they shadow banned me.
I'm not gonna.
They've been keeping tabs on us for a long time. Mm-hmm. They've been suppressing our voices.
Yeah, they knew I watched Zeitgeist when I was 15. They knew that when I was 17, I spent probably 15 hours in a row watching Illuminati videos, trying to figure out why every rapper has an album where they cover their left eye like this.
I mean,
or like what's up with the rappers in bathtubs?
Look,
that one.
You were discussing earlier.
There's something about like checkered, like black and white checkers on an album cover is supposed to mean something, but I don't know what it is.
And then rappers in bathtubs means they got fucked in the butt.
Ooh.
Oh, true. Mm-hmm. I remember watching all those videos, and like when we were talking about adrenochrome earlier, like one of the things we were talking about was like, first of all, I'm pretty sure adrenaline gets in your bloodstream. Pretty sure that's how it works. Like blood circulates things to your body. Like if something from your fucking brain wants to get to your, or like if something from like, you know, when you breathe in oxygen, it goes in your lungs, it diffuses into your blood, and then it gets carried to your body, to all the systems. And he's like, that's the circular. So like when you pump adrenaline, I'm pretty sure that's how it gets into your muscles, through your bloodstream. So like when they talk about like the Epstein shit and they're like scaring the kids and then drinking their blood, and like, does that work? Probably not. But that doesn't mean that somebody might not believe it works and do it. Like saying, I'm not saying I believe this happens, but also it also amazes me that people can literally hear something as crazy about what we know happened, and then when you take it one step further, they go, but that no way. Yeah. It's like, we already got this far. We already have a guy who's in with every fucking powerful person in the country, if not the world, and all these people have gone to his island, which are now proven to have, you know, trafficked young girls and young boys probably in some situations. And like, we know this was happening and it's insane. And then he kills himself in prison and has never been able to testify against it. We know all this and that's insane. But then if we go, yeah, but also they were killing him. I'm like, dude, you're insane. You are insane. It's like, how am I insane? We're already 98% of the way there. Yeah. Provenly. You know, so like with the adrenochrome thing, it's like, all right, I could see how people might believe that, That's where the whole vampire shit came from. Endless youth. That's the whole myth. People have been doing that forever. First of all, the vampire shit, Count Dracula was a real fucking count who probably did drink blood.
What are counts?
A count is like a
lord or
like a duke or
it's like a
duchess.
title.
Yeah. So like in Transylvania, he was like this real dude, and like people have always the idea of drinking blood has always been a thing. It's always been this kind of a cult thing. That stuff does exist
I
now.
wonder if it tastes good.
It probably. I could see how people would think.
Can I get one of those?
Like gives you youth and shit. I could see how crazy people might want to bathe in it, and they think that you're like absorbing.
You guys want to drink each other's blood?
It might work.
I'm good.
No, what I'm saying is, in regards to the Illuminati shit, it's like that stuff with like the covering one eye and like all that stuff, like the satanic stuff. It's like just because it might not be what they're saying it is, doesn't mean that something's not behind all that. Like there might be something to all that kind of like triangle shit, like the fucking dollar bill. Like, what's up with that?
Yeah, the little owl on it.
Like, okay, you're going to tell me that everything they say about the dollar bill and all the cryptic, weird, freaky shit on it is not anything to worry about, but like, can you explain to me what it is then? If it's not crazy, then what is it? I've never seen that video. I've seen a bunch of videos going, well, if you look at the eye and you fold it like this, you'll notice the Twin Towers here. And you're like, that's a little fucking weird. You took a real $20 bill, you folded it into Twin Towers. That's a little much.
yeah.
I'm not saying, that could have been fake video. I've seen videos like that.
No, you can fold
Yeah,
it,
I've
make it
done
look
it
like
before.
this.
Yeah.
And it's
What the
the
fuck
Twin
is
Towers
that?
on fire.
What the fuck is that?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's just a bad coincidence.
Yeah, it's
To be
very,
honest.
it's a very easy coincidence.
Okay. Fair. Fair.
There's your video.
Okay,
That's
so
the new clip.
okay, so this is a new clip. This is the big thing. We have a bunch of people going, dude, look at this crazy fucked up shit, and then the opposing side just goes, I mean, so
Yeah, it's a coincidence.
it's coincidence.
Yeah,
Okay, so every rapper on
or
their
a
albums,
happy accident.
a happy accident. That's really what I was going for. 9/11,
Yeah, a happy
a
accident.
happy accident for the CIA.
That's the new 9/11
And the United
documentary.
States. And you know what? I'm glad you said that because I think that's the best way of describing what our theories have kind of all amalgamated to be. We're not saying it was on purpose. But
Was like George Bush mad that he got to go invade Iraq and Afghanistan to finish his dad's war? Of course not.
Probably
oh
not.
yeah, probably not.
Probably not.
So as far as the record industry, we already know that shit's fucked up. And honestly, when they talk about like the whole like blackmailing people by like, you know, with the pedophilia shit, it's like that kind of makes sense. Like, I can kind of get that.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit. I don't know. It's like, I guess my overarching theme here is like, I'm not saying
People in positions of power usually get corrupted by it.
Yeah. I think that's where I'm going with it. No, what I'm saying is like, I'm not saying I believe in all the things I'm saying in terms of the $20 bill with the Twin Towers or like the adrenochrome. I don't really actually, but if I had to bet on it, I'd say no, that's not if I had to bet on the dollar bill, I'd be like, it's a happy coincidence. It's just some guy sat there with a fucking dollar bill and just was folding it a bunch of ways. Like you can do a lot of shit with a lot of things and went, oh shit, when I do this like this and this like this, it looks, sure. What I'm saying is there's enough really actually fucked up shit going on in the world that it should not be out of the question. I don't like when people are just so solidly sure that like if you talk to them about the moon landing, it's like, okay, I would say that, yeah, we probably did land on the moon in 1963. In fact, I'd say we did the odds last year. I said I was like 80-20 on it. I'm even more so now because it's like, who fucking cares? But at the same time, it's like the amount of shit that we've provenly done as a country and our intelligence agencies have lied about, it's like, does it make someone crazy for thinking that this might be one of the other countless many lies that we've been told? Does that make you an insane person? And when did it become not cool to simply go, I don't know, dude? When did the I don't know, dude guy become...
Alex Jones.
Exactly. When did that become that? We all used to watch Alex Jones, bro. Mm-hmm. I still pop him on from time to time. He's fucking entertaining.
Yeah.
Sue me. It's enjoyable. I don't believe everything he says. Just like I didn't believe everything he said in high school. But some of the shit makes sense.
I don't believe all the politicians either.
Exactly. You know?
Yep.